Welcome to the channel, guys, as we get fired into another buy-to-let property refurb. This time we have a 3-bed semi nice period property which had only had one owner since it had been built, which is quite unusual, but that did show in the dated features. As you can see, there was an old fire, old carpets, simple layout downstairs which had 2 wings to it, one being the living room and the other side being a very quirky kitchen with a lot of cupboards and a lot of doors going onto doors. Here you can see a door going into a utility room which had a little toilet downstairs which was quite useful, but then another door leading to the back door with a boiler cupboard door. And when you started opening all these doors, it just got very intense and cluttered and dark. So the living room's where we put our attention first, and this fireplace, it had to come out. We had to get a gas safe registered engineer out to isolate the gas, and then it was just simply get a hammer to it and get it out. Looking loads better already. Heading upstairs, you can see there's those awful mahogany banister and railings, very dated looking. The carpet was really grubby and grimy. Nice back garden. Actually, the bathroom was one of the areas that didn't need much spending on it. The owners must have recently refurbished that. This back bedroom needed carpets taking up, some decoration, and there was a back wall that it turned out we could take down to actually open that room up even more. And heading across to the smaller bedroom, that was actually the easiest room of the lot. That just actually needed new carpet and a lick of paint, as you'll see. Nice view over the back garden. And the main front bedroom had a radiator right by the door, which we ended up moving, and needed the wallpaper stripping, carpets taking up. It did have a quirky sort of sink area, which we had to take out as well. In fact, if we go back to it now, you can see where that sink is there, and we ended up taking that out and it made a huge improvement, as you can see. Much better. So really in this property, where the money was spent was in here, the kitchen. It just didn't work. It wasn't set up for modern living because this rear utility room, the layout was wrong. The window looked quirky, the doors were quirky, and we had to decide whether we could take that wall down. And we got to work stripping the kitchen out. We basically stripped it back to its bare bones. And it was really at this point that we had to go and check the joists upstairs to see if that wall between the kitchen and the utility room was a supporting wall. And as luck would have it, it wasn't. So John, our trusty handyman, I mean, they don't make them like they used to, do they? He got to work stripping the place back and started demolishing the wall. Of course, it was messy, it was dirty, dusty. It looked like Armageddon had hit. But it just goes to show that if you have a little bit of luck and you can knock a wall down because it's not a supporting wall, it can literally transform a property. I mean, take a look at this. We went from a dark, uninviting space to suddenly a bright, airy space. Don't get me wrong, there was still a lot of work to do, but we were definitely heading in the right direction. And so it was back upstairs to that room to tackle the wall. Because of the ceiling height, this wall had been put there to make a sort of small cupboard, and it just ate into the room space. So we did some research, checked with neighbours, and it turned out that that wall could be knocked down as well. So out came the hammer again, and as you can see, once the plasterboard was put on and the plastering was done, it made a huge difference. And then when we look back downstairs at the fireplace, after it's been plastered, new dado rail put on to tie in with the existing, looks great. Back down in the kitchen, we decided that it really did need a feature window to really bring the light in and create a really enticing sort of dining area at one end of the kitchen. I suppose the big sacrifice was keeping the downstairs toilet because it was going to eat into that dining space, but we believe that the downstairs toilet added more value, and we decided to keep it because the garden was just easy access to the toilet and it just made more sense. So at this point, I suppose it was the exciting part, because this is when we started to see things coming together. Paint started to go on the walls, and we always go for a very neutral, it's kind of like an off-white grey blue colour, and it's sort of just very neutral, clean, bright, airy, and it just means that whoever moves in can put their own stamp on it. And apart from a new bath panel and shower curtain, the bathroom literally didn't need anything, which was good. Now at this point, just a quick word to say, please, if you like this sort of content, please do subscribe to the channel. It'd be very much appreciated, and continue watching, as at the end I'll be showing you a video tour of the final product. I guess you would say this is when the magic really happened, as the kitchen started to take place. We screeded the floor, extractor fan went in, and yeah, it was really coming together at this point. Now, it wouldn't be a property refurb without some plumbing issues, and yes, we faced plumbing issues. There was pipes needed moving, the plumber had to keep coming back, there was leaks, radiators were moved. Yeah, safe to say the plumbing was a bit of a nightmare in this property, but we got there in the end. Something we noticed this property did have was a great outlook out the front, a lovely green grassy area, but something it also had with lots of rubbish, which meant me and Master Seasons had to get to work clearing out the garage and getting the rubbish to the tip. And at this point, apart from a few final touch-ups of paint, we could celebrate and rejoice in the final product. Let's take a look. Please like and subscribe for more content like this, and comment below on what your thoughts are on this refurb.